Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and today we're going to look a bit at Super Tuesday. This is Wednesday morning, but I'm not caring. I've just got up, reviewed a bit of what's happened, and after keeping up with a lot of the voting and stuff, I did go out yesterday. I did vote in the primary, voted for Bernie. My state was still overwhelmingly Biden for some reason. It's just Biden will get destroyed if he's the nominee. Trump will rip him to shreds. You know how Trump does his opponents. And Biden, with his gaffes and his history, Trump will rip him apart. He stands no chance. Bloomberg neither. He's just another billionaire who thinks he deserves to rule the nation. Honestly, neither one of them can win. And then, of course, Trump has always had his way on defeating people like Liz Warren. Bernie was the only option. And people, and I've been watching some of the other um, reviews from like The Hill, and apparently, you know, Bernie was getting of the candidates the most of the Latino voters. He even got 30% of white voters. This was looking at Texas. 37%, I think, of Latino voters. 30% of white voters. It was that African American vote that completely hurt us. We got 15% to Biden's 50 some. That means cities like Houston, Dallas, they just hurt us. We were devastated there. It was still a close primary in Texas. I mean, literally under 5%. But let's go ahead and look at this. Of course, Bernie was stomping the competition. They finally gave Pete that extra delegate in Iowa that I was wondering where it was in Real Clear Politics. Uh, New Hampshire, it was a tie between Pete and Bernie. And then, of course, Pete falls out because Nevada, he only gets 3 candidates. Klobuchar gets none after New Hampshire. And in Nevada, Bernie decimates the field 24-9. Now, we had a feeling Biden was going to win South Carolina. There was a real good chance because much of the population there is of a certain age that is very pro-Biden. And he wins 39-15 in the delegate count, which is fine. We'll give him that state because we were, slowly building a base. Super Tuesday, though, for some reason, they act like the dropout of Buttigieg, Klobuchar, and Biden winning South Carolina was the cue to go crazy and vote for Biden. Let's break this down a bit. Alabama. They have a total of 52 delegates. Very southern state. Right now, it has 48 delegates handed out. 40 to Biden, 7 to Sanders, 1 to Bloomberg. Which means there's still 4 sitting out there. Yeah. Let's see if we can do this. Open. So yeah, we know Alabama, very southern, very it's not very, but it's got a much older constituent, much more conservative constituency, and one I think I could see, voting Biden. That's pretty easy to see. Let's see. Come on, mouse, work with me. Percentages. Yeah, Biden at 40 delegates, Sanders at 7, Bloomberg at 1. Bloomberg got 11.6% of the vote. Sanders, so he got the 1 delegate, which you're supposed to get 15%, but they start handing them out as it's still being counted. So when Bloomberg, even though you're supposed to be at 15%, he was at one point apparently, but he's fallen under 12%. Anyway, Sanders had 16.6% of the vote. He got 7 delegates. And Biden had 63.2. He got 40 delegates. Like I said, Biden he romped through Alabama. Next is American Samoa. This is one of the non-state territories that had their vote. Democrat abroad started yesterday, but they don't finish until the 10th when the next list of states is. But American Samoa is kind of the weird outlier No delegates for Bernie. No delegates for Sanders. One for Gabbard. But the majority of their delegates, 5 of their 6 delegates, went to Bloomberg. That shows you how effective that media blitz by Bloomberg was. It still didn't do anything in the States because we're more familiar with them. I'm sure American Samoa is not near as familiar. They probably know, yeah, he was mayor of New York. Oh, these commercials sound really good. But where they're not familiar with them on a closer basis. Yeah, I can understand that. Next is Arkansas. Again, another conservative state. Percentages, we see Biden earning 40.5% of the vote, Sanders 22.4% of the vote, and Bloomberg was 16.7%. And Warren got 10, I guess you could say, but she didn't get a delegate. Bloomberg for his 16.7% got 4, but Sanders for his 22.4% only got 8, and then Biden, of course, 16. Now there's 31 delegates. That is 28, so there's 3 left. But yeah, I I don't know. Let's see. Next we have California, which there's still, like I said, all these delegates are still being dealt out. California, Bernie won. Bloomberg, well, let's start here. Liz Warren got 12. Screen's having to reload here. Bear with me. Liz Warren got 12.1% of the vote. Come on now. Bloomberg, 14.4% of the vote. Biden with 24.8% of the vote, and Sanders with 33.6% of the vote. So yeah, Sanders really knocked it out of the park here. Would you quit switching positions there? Warren, for her share, got 7 delegates, which that's fine. I don't think she'll get any more. Bloomberg has 8. I don't think he'll get any more. Biden has 21. He'll still get some more delegates. But again, Sanders has 72. And I think it's California that's going to allow him to really even the field because it has a total of 415 delegates, the biggest prize by far. And even with all those other early states that uh, Biden did win, California, the way Bernie performs, will allow him to kind of even the field out, so we end up having a draw. So, again, do not panic if you're a Bernie fan. Colorado was next. And let's take a look here. Warren was 17.2%. Bloomberg with 20.8%. Biden with 23.2%, and Sanders with 26.2%. Or 36.2%, yeah. So Sanders again ran away pretty handily in Colorado. Warren getting 1 delegate, Bloomberg 9, Biden gets 9, and Sanders has been granted 20 so far. Again, that's only, what, 39 delegates? And there's a total in 67 in Colorado. So again, Bernie will get more delegates. Biden will get a few more as well. Probably even Bloomberg. Maybe Warren. They're still being doled out in Colorado. But again, Bernie did so well in the states he won that he's going to still have pretty much a tie. Maine. They still haven't called Maine. Uh, but it looks like Bloomberg got under 12%. Warren at 15.9%. Sanders at 33%. Biden at 34%. Yeah, it's barely. I mean, it's not a 1 point so many percent right now. If you actually break it down into the tenths of percent, I think it's like 0.9. We're right on the border of a 1% difference. So Maine was very split. Warren won 2. Sanders got 8 delegates. Biden got 8 delegates. That means that there is still, let's see, that's 18, 24. We got another 6 delegates to hand out. They'll probably be split between Bernie and Biden at 3 more apiece. So, yeah, Maine was a pretty split down the middle state. Next, we have Massachusetts. Bloomberg had less than 12%. Warren had her own home state. She had 21.2%. And the page is reloading. Warren had 21.2%. Sanders 26.6%. Biden had 33.6%. The way the delegates were doled out, Warren, come on, Warren got 17 delegates, Sanders 26, and then Biden's got 34. And then there's a total of 91 delegates in the state. So still more to dole out. Because, let's see, 43 plus 77. So they've doled out 77, and there's 91 delegates in total. So there's still a few remaining. The next state down the list we want to look at is Minnesota. Warren hit 15.4%, Sanders at 29.9%, and Biden at 38.6%. This gives Warren 10 delegates, Sanders 26, Biden 38. So yeah. That's 74 delegates. There's 75 in total, so it's just got one more to hand out. Likely going to go to Biden. Next is North Carolina. Warren only ended up getting 10.5% of the vote, but she must have been much higher at one point, over 15%. Bloomberg only got 13% of the vote, so he must have been much higher at over 15% at one point. And then Sanders got 24.1 and Biden 43%. That is North Carolina. The way they dole out the delegates, Warren gets 2, Bloomberg gets 1. But again, this is while the votes are still being tallied, because they dole out the delegates based on your if you got 15% or more. So even though Warren is now under Bloomberg, at one point she was well ahead. Sanders got 26 and Biden got 56. Let's see, 82, 85, and altogether there's 110. So yeah, they've still got another 25. Another 25 to dole out. Let's get to Oklahoma. Come on, give me Oklahoma. There we go. Warren at 13.4%, Bloomberg at 13.9%, Sanders at 25.4%, and Biden at 38.7%. Warren got no votes. Bloomberg got 3 delegates. So yeah, Warren got no delegates. Bloomberg got 3 delegates. Sanders got 13, and Biden got 21. That is 36 out of the 37 delegates in Oklahoma. Next, we have Tennessee. Come on. There we go. Warren only got 10.1% of the vote. Would you quit doing that? Quit moving up and down. Bloomberg got 15.9%. Sanders at 24.7%. And Biden at 41.5% of the vote. So Warren, even at 10.1%, gets 1 delegate. Bloomberg, he gets 7. Sanders gets 15. Biden, 28. So yeah, we got 23 plus 28. So just over 50 some. There's 64 delegates in Tennessee. Yeah. Still a few left to dole out. Next state we want to look at is Texas. Now, here was the second biggest prize. Texas. Let's see. Warren got 11.6%. Bloomberg 14.7%. Sanders 30.1%. And Biden 33.6%. That gave Warren 1 delegate, Bloomberg 4, Sanders gets 60, Biden gets 70. So, I mean, right there is 135 delegates out of the 228. So, yeah, there's just under 100 delegates left to dole out. It'll be a pretty even split between Biden and Sanders. Biden will get more of them, but Sanders should have enough to where Texas won't make the huge difference. Vermont, Bernie's home state. Bernie did win. Um, Biden got 22% there, but Bernie got 50.8. Biden gets 5 delegates. Sanders gets 11. Then we got my home state, Virginia. I'm so disappointed in you, Virginia. Warren got 10.8%. Sanders got 23.1%. Biden 53.3%. What kills me is a lot of the people I know personally, they're Bernie fans, but I think what it is we all keep in our groups. And I try to tell people, don't just block people, you have to explain things. If they want to block you, that's fine, but you have to explain things. You have to, give the evidence, give the facts, give the proof when you're on stuff like social media. But Warren got 2 delegates. Sanders got 31. Biden got 66. What is that? 99? And they have 99 total. So Virginia is finished with its complete dole out. And the final state yesterday was Utah, which apparently has a very young population. It went to Bernie. Bloomberg got 16.9% of the vote. Biden got 17.1%. And Sanders got 34.6%. Bloomberg was given 2 delegates. Biden 1. Sanders 9. That's 12 delegates, and they've got 29 total. So Sanders will probably get more delegates So that was a real nice pickup, Utah. And that's how the states kind of broke down um, yesterday. The current delegate look as it sits right now on Real Clear Politics, Biden has 467, Sanders 392. So there's about a 70 delegate difference. Just over 70 delegates. So like I said, California will help make up that difference for Bernie. So in all, we saw about a tie, maybe Bernie with a very minimal lead. But yeah, it's not reason to panic if you're a Bernie fan. It's not a happy day, very somber, but not a reason to panic. Now, on the 10th, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups going in. As I mentioned, Democrats abroad, um, basically all Democrats overseas that aren't in a territory or state, they vote. We'll have to see how that turns out. Hopefully, it's pro Bernie. Idaho has 20 delegates to hand out. I got the feeling that's going to go to Biden. Michigan, we can be hopeful for, though. It's got 125 delegates. There's a chance it'll go to Sanders, considering, you know, everything that happened. It was one of the states where we beat Hillary. I think it was Michigan was one of them. Mississippi, it has 36 delegates to hand out. I think it'll go to Biden. Missouri, it has 68 delegates. That one's going to be a hard one to call. North Dakota, it has 14 delegates. I think it'll go to Biden. And Washington, it has 89 delegates. That one I think will go to Bernie. So Bernie will get less states, but the delegate count it has a chance to still go in Bernie's favor because of the states he's likely to win. We have the Northern Marianas on the 14th, another U.S. territory, with 6 votes. I don't know who they'll go for. They may end up being like American Samoa, going for Bloomberg. And on the 17th, we have 4 more states: Arizona, Florida, Illinois, and Ohio. Arizona with 67, Florida a big prize at 219, Illinois with 155, and Ohio with 136. So yeah, that'll be a day full of delegates. Hmm. I'm not going to try to make calls on those or anything after that at this point, but yeah, that's how everything's looking after Super Tuesday. I know I went out to vote. Like I said, I went out and cast my vote for Bernie. But yeah, we need to get more people out. We cannot assume things. We cannot, think it's automatically gonna go our way. I keep telling people you have to keep pushing like you are way behind. And there were still people cheering, yeah, we're gonna win this, we're gonna win that. No, 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 no. You need to have the mindset that you are still behind and you need to push like you are still behind. Yeah. I just wanted to go over that since it was Super Tuesday and yeah, again, voted. I hope you all went out and voted. Uh, but if you are a Bernie supporter, do not lose hope yet. There's still so many delegates in California that by the time they get counted out or doled out and handed out and everything, Bernie will still have a tie, if not a slim margin of a lead. And we have a good chance with the next few states. But you need to get out there. You need to push. Look at it as if you are way behind on this. And we can't let the delegates, you know, uh, the way this gets handed out, let the Democratic Party steal this. Because what they're wanting is a contested convention. If they can get a contested convention, even with Bernie having a plurality, meaning he doesn't have over 50%, but still has, the largest number of votes, they will try to pull it from Bernie. And like I'm warning you, DNC, after 2016, we know Bernie got cheated. There's evidence, there's proof. If we find such shenanigans again, you are screwing yourself over with a whole generation of voters. You may be looking at a worse situation than the 1968 Democratic primaries if you do decide to screw Bernie at the convention and he has the plurality. I'm just giving you fair warning because there's a lot of people that really want Bernie to win, and if you continue to cheat to get your way, it's not going to be pretty. I don't recommend people going out and committing violence. I'm not for it, but I could see it happening. So I give you fair warning. Anyway, as always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. They try to give you information that you're unsure of, tell them to cite their sources. I'll see you all in the next episode. See you all in the next video. I'm still wore out and everything. Until then, later.